Our saint today, as I said, is Saint Peter Armengol, one of our great Mercedarian saints from the 13th century. This may seem like a person who lived so long ago, but yet he has much to teach us today. St. Peter Armengol was a man born into privilege. He was from a noble family, seemed to have a good father and a good mother, but when he was a teenager, like maybe some of us, and happens a lot, he became sort of rebellious, and he became actually very rebellious. He left his father and mother and started living with a group of bandits who were living out in the wilderness or out in the outlining district of the town. And they would steal from others. His father, who was, as I said, was a nobleman, probably like a knight, went out one day and he was trying to rid the country of these people along with others. And he came face to face, Peter came face to face with his father. The father and the son met in a duel. Peter immediately drops his sword and has a deep conversion of life. Repents, contrition, this word which means in Latin with tears. He had great contrition for the sins which he committed. And so what he does was not uncommon in those days. He entered a religious community to show this contrition towards God. This, of course, is not maybe something we would encourage people to do today. There's many different reasons how we discern God's call. But Peter recognized becoming a Mercedarian as an opportunity to be able to make amends in some way for what he had done, and also to become that person that he needed to become. He needed that discipline. So being a Mercedarian, being a religious for many years, he was chosen as one of the two who would take the money which was collected and take them to free the Christians from the Muslims who had oppressed them or were oppressing them at that time. Peter then offered his very self for those who were in captivity. He ended up being hanged on a tree, and for 2 days, I say, Father Daniel says 3 or 6, who knows, we'll have to find out afterwards. He hung on that tree. A long time he hung on that tree, and he was still alive. He said that the miraculous protection of Mary, that Mary held him up during those days. Afterwards, when he went back to the convent, he would live for many years with a crooked neck. 20 years, but certainly this miracle was defined. We were read today not because he was a martyr in the sense that he died, but from what he suffered. What Peter teaches us is to be truly contrite. You know, many times in our life we can ask for forgiveness, and that's fine, but also to be able to show God that we're contrite by our actions. To have a plan of life, especially now as we go through these times when we have more time than normal. God is saying to each one of us, have a plan of life. Have some prayers that you do each day, meditation, something you can take throughout your day which can help you. This is what we, of course, do as religious, but we can do this even more during this time. And our lay people who are not able to work and so forth have this opportunity to do more prayer. May God be with us as we try to respond to God's grace. It's not as if we can work or earn our salvation, but it's a way for us to respond to God's grace, which is working in our life. And God will never be outdone in generosity. He will always give more and lead us to holiness.